Welcome, crypto fam, to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest Bitcoin technical analysis. We just had a May monthly closing price of $67,500, actually the best May closing price since 2019. Also, breaking news, Nayib Bukele has been officially inaugurated as the president of El Salvador. I was watching the stream earlier on X, had over 250,000 views. Congratulations, Bukele and El Salvador. We'll also be discussing 3 signs that the Ethereum price will finally break 4,000 this month of June. Happy first of the month, fam. We'll also be discussing U.S. President Crooked Joe Biden votes SAB 121 repeal. Unfortunately for the crypto folks here. But what do you expect coming from Crooked Joe Biden? Just saying. We'll also be discussing Japanese crypto exchange has been hacked for 305 million worth of biddies. That's right. Also, we'll be breaking down Binance founder CZ receives support from the crypto community as his jail term starts. Also, Lyn Alden predicts Bitcoin price can hit $1 million amid the lagging CBDCs. I'll be breaking this down for you. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more in today's show. Welcome, crypto fam. What it do? Shout out to everyone in the chat. Live and in the flesh right now. Good to see you guys. Happy Stacking Saturday. Bukele, another 5-year term, family. I'm pretty excited for that. That means 2029. We got a long time. I believe Bitcoin will hit $1 million by the time he's reelected again. So let's freaking go. Empty your mind. Be water, my friend. Shout out to Lock Sky. Good to see you, broski. DJ Megahertz. And we are live on 5 platforms right now. The Tube, Rumble, X, Twitch, and Kick. And if you guys want to interact in the chat, I encourage you to visit cryptonewsalerts.net because the stream you see as far as the chat is exclusive on the Tube, just FYI. Shout out Molly. She says, oh my gosh, it's finally almost here. That's right. Take it away, theme song.
Oh my gosh, it's finally almost here. JV is going to talk to us. Crypto news is near. I can't stand waiting. There is no debating. I waited all day, maybe I need a life. But Bitcoin is all I can think about day and night. Hurry, JV.
Welcome, everybody. Alan Haley, good to see you, bro. Shout out Rave. How you been, brother? Haven't seen you in a minute. Megahertz, good to see you. Howdy from Palm Beach. Let me know where you guys are tuned in from. Appreciate that. West Palm Beach in the building, DJ. Nice. I'm on the island away from the peasants, says El Torizo. Aiden, 20K. Keep up the great work, my man. You are a massive inspiration. Greatly appreciate that, family. Shout out Molly and all the mods, especially. You guys always do a fantastic job. That includes JC Ice Baby, the one and only, Digital Dankness, K Surge, K Jam, and as well as Darth Melda and Molly. Appreciate you guys. Hey, everybody. Shout out Crypto Dale. What it do? Terrell Truss. That track is fire. Shout out to Chandy for putting that together for us. I'm going to be premiering a brand new music video, unreleased, and it's called Bitcoin Dating. Chandy put that one together as well. I'll be premiering it later on Rumble when the YouTube stream ends, just FYI, because it is adult content and we keep the YouTube stream fam friendly for the fammy fam. Biddy on fire. 67.7 back in the green, baby. You enjoying the tune? Good, Charles. Appreciate it. Love to hate, JV. That's right. Love her to hate it. The underdog's on top. I'm close to DJT. Right on. JV Maniz with the nipsel in the back. That's right, the Nipsel representing the Nippinator Indicator, a.k.a. the Nippicator. Shout out to the Nip. Happy Saturday to you as well, family. Shout out Luke Doggy Dog. What are you guys up to this weekend? I know I'm going to be watching UFC this evening. Big fight, Islam Makhachev versus Dustin Poirier for the strap. It's going to be pretty lit. Looking forward to that one. Who do you think is going to win? Let me know. Yeah, yo. What? Let's go. Hi from BKK. Bangkok in the building. Shout out Jerry Reynolds. Good to see you, broski. Appreciate you tuned in to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. Stack Satin Saturday. Let's go. Appreciate the X fam as well. If you're streaming or watching the stream live on X, if you guys can hit the repost, it will help out tremendously. Get more eyeballs on the stream. Much appreciated. ETH, the 4,000 today is done. Where are we at right now? 3,800? Yeah, very likely. We're going to actually be doing some Ethereum TA as well today. I think Ethereum all-time highs are very near, especially with the potential launch of the Ether ETF this month of June. What are your thoughts on that? Love the hat. You got to show Bukele love. I need an updated hat now that says 2029. Now that obviously he's officially the president for the next 5 years in El Salvador. Got homework, bro, and more overtime. Hope y'all enjoy the weekend. Respect, BT Cowboy. Enjoy your weekend as well. Sending you guys weekend love as always. Yeah, so do it up.
Pump,
click, click, click.
It up. Pump it up.
Pump it up, family. We appreciate it. The show is about to officially begin. Let's kick it off. If you're new to the YouTube channel, I encourage you guys to smash the likes and hit the subscribe button. That helps out tremendously, and I greatly appreciate it. And if you're watching the stream on X, very important, hit the repost. It's free to do so. Show your support. Again, much appreciated. Today is pod episode number 1657. I'm your host, JV, and it is the first of the month. Get up, June 1st, 2024, family. Going to be another splendid month for the markets. Mark my words. But anyways, family, yeah, let me know where you're tuned in from. This is a live and interactive show. We're going to kick it off with our market watch, as we do each and every day. The entire market back in the green, baby. Bitcoin above 67,700. Ether above 3,800. Even Solana, XRP, Cardano, and AVAX all pumping and in the green. And checking out CoinMarketCap.com. We're currently sitting on a 2.53 trillion market cap with 49 billion worth of volume for the past 24 hours. The Bitcoin dominance 52.7%, with Ether dominance at 18% even. Checking out the top 100 crypto gainers for the past 24 hours. We got Notcoin, which is up 22%. We got Jasmy up 18% and Ondo up 11%. Below that, ENS, Chiliz, Axie Infinity, and BitGet token. Which particular alts are the broskies most bullish on for the bull? Holla. And checking out the crypto bubbles to get a visual perspective on the daily. Safe to say 80 to 85% of the market in the green, and zooming out for a broader perspective on the monthly, maybe similar, 80% of the market in the green, but even bigger gainer. So collectively pretty well for the overall crypto market for the past 30 days. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index. Today we're 72. Greed yesterday 73. Last week 76. And last month a 43 in fear. So there you have it. Crypto fam, we did get the May monthly close above 67, roughly 67,500. We'll be discussing that here in a bit. Let me know how many of you watched Bukele's inauguration. Man, that was pretty lit. I saw like 200,000+ people on the live stream. That's pretty amazing, yo. Everyone was there. Even Trump was there. Javier Milei was there. Obviously, Max and Stacy, all the Bitcoin supporters were there, but it's pretty lit. So I just want to show my special love and appreciation today for Bukele and the beautiful people of El Salvador. You can see I'm rocking like the El Salvadorian colors today, right? With the Georgetown jersey. Anyways, bitty. Don't you see? Sometime your sats just hypnotize me, and I just love yo bitty way. I guess that's why they broke and y'all so paid. Y'all can put me on real BTC-ish. S-Cargo, my cargo, 160 swiftly. Rest in peace, Biggie. Molly, we appreciate you, sis. Mr. Bone Daddy, what it do? Shout out Krog for the little mix there. I like it. I'm actually from Burlington. Code Factory? Just moved up here 4 years ago. Where's Burlington? I don't know what country that is from. Yeah, the only Burlington I'm familiar with is the Coat Factory, unfortunately. Wisconsin in the building. Shout out Chris Klein. Appreciate you, fam. Thanks for the support. Appreciate you tuning into the live. I know we're streaming early today. Typically, it's a 4 p.m. stream. Today, we had to change it up a bit, 2 p.m. But note, tomorrow we'll be back to the normal schedule of 4 p.m. How's it going, JV? Loud and clear. Love to hear that. Pump it up. Vermont, let's go.
Pump it up if your game went long. When the dip hit,
You just ate like King Kong. Yes, of course, I watched Eminem's new single, Houdini. What do you guys think about it? Let me know. That's pretty typical for the first release is usually the commercial joint. I thought it was mid. I mean, I was entertained, highly entertained, because of all the support in the high budget video and all that. Good to hear Eminem back. I'm curious, how old is Eminem now? He has to be older than me, obviously. So I'm gonna speculate he's 50, which is crazy to say, as a rapper, 50 years old, but nonetheless. Let me know. I have no clue how old he actually is. And I read something back a while back that it said, oftentimes, like when he first came out to appeal to the younger audience, they pretended he was a lot younger than he actually was, meaning he was a lot older than we even knew of back when he was. So that's why I figure he must be above 50 by now. If I'm 41, you know what I mean? But I'm curious. If anyone knows, let me know. And I found something ironic. Earlier, I was having a conversation with my mom, and we're speaking about crooked Joe Biden. And so I'm like, I'm curious how old this guy is. Because there's no way he can get reelected. He's probably not going to be alive to serve another 4 years. So I'm like, Google age Joe Biden. And it don't come up. They're suppressing the age of Joe Biden. I had to actually dig for it. And I'm just like, type in Trump age, and it'll show you on Google, you know what I mean? Whatever he is, I forget, 76, 77, whatever it is, and it'll show you. I know his birthday's coming up here in a couple of weeks. But nonetheless, you type in any famous person with the term age, and it will show you clearly in big letters the year they were born. Joe Biden on Google? No, I had to search for it. And I'm just like, they're even covering up the guy's age. It just goes to show you how corrupt everything is. Trust nobody. Verify everything. Bitcoin for the win. I don't follow Eminem. I remember when he was trolling Trump. Oh, word. Max probably just met Trump backstage. That's a very big deal. Imagine that conversation and what it would lead to here in the United States. Well, then I'm anxious. I can't wait to hear Max speak. If that's the case. I didn't get to see pictures of Trump at the inauguration, but they said he was there. But I saw his son. I saw a lot of people there. This is just about right. 81. I think there should be a limit. Once you hit 80, I don't think you should be president. For example, I think Bukele is 40. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think he's a year younger than me. So, or maybe a year older. I remember a year difference. So Bukele is either 42 or 40. So he's one of the younger presidents, obviously, but I think there should be an age limit, and I think there should be a physical test, kind of like in PE. I remember in like 6th grade, 8th grade, we had to actually like do things to pass. You had to do so many push-ups, pull-ups. You had to actually run within a certain time. You know what I mean? Because the guy can't even stand up, for Christ's sake. It's a laughing stock at this point. I mean, what are we going to do? I have your icon with the link to the CNA YouTube channel. Appreciate that, bro. I can't stay for the show. I have a lunch date. Well, enjoy the lunch date at the local winery and drink 2 glasses for your boy. You know, the good stuff. You know what I mean? I appreciate it. Enjoy yourself there, Bone Daddy. Okay, so Bukele is 1 year older than me. Respect. So he's 42. Did they just censor that? Is age being censored on the tube now? What? But I figured. I knew it was 1 year off, so it is what it is. Well said. I totally agree, JV. Thank you, Molly.
More than 5 sets and you stacked and get it on. Yeah. Had the people on my back to get a song. Where's broke, have a talk, we smoked them like a bomb.
Word. Steven says, JV, my wife thinks you are a stud. I ain't mad at her. Thank you, bro. Shout out to your wife. Much respect. And let's continue. I got to get right into it today. So I have something to get to a little later. By 4 o'clock, I got to be somewhere. So let's kick it off with our Bitcoin TA. Then we'll do some Ethereum TA, and we'll continue with the news. Obviously, we just had a monthly close, as Plan B wrote here. Bitcoin May closing price was 67,477. So safe to round up, 67,500. Well, Bitcoin pump after the halving again. You bet your bottom dollar, yo. So yeah, here you're looking at the 1 hour chart, trading at 67.5 into June 1st as the last minute Bitcoin price volatility cost the bulls a final shot at the key resistance. Data from TradingView showed Bitcoin flat on the monthly close after recovering from the weekly lows. These had come courtesy of concerns over the crypto exchange hack in Japan, which we'll be breaking down in greater details later. It was like a $305 million hack. 305 million worth of crypto was drained from the exchange. United States macroeconomic data in the form of the PCE index failed to lift the mood substantially despite the narrowly beating expectations, showing inflation to be slowing. Quoting SKU Analytics here, price has retraced pre-PCE price action, mostly driven by the unwinding into the event itself. Very important to see developing market flows from here, especially spot flow, spot bid plus demand needed for the higher. Lower could see some FOMO hedges leading into a trap later. And in the event, Bitcoin reversed at around 66,650, delivering a close, which put May monthly gains at 11%. 11, let's go. And quoting Van Day Pop, Bitcoin is consolidating nicely here. The markets are in an equilibrium and slowly waking up for further upward momentum. Crucial area to hold is at 66 G's, baby. And meanwhile, delving deeper into the latest Bitcoin price behavior, trading resource material indicators put the blame for volatility firmly with the Bitcoin whales. That's right. Large volume traders have played with liquidity into the monthly close, resulting in a failed attempt to flip 69,000 to support. Quoting Keith Allen, a killer whale dropped a brick of Bitcoin-ass liquidity on the market and hammered down a wick above 69,000. Now support at 67,000 is being exploited, and we have yet to see any new liquidity come in at above 65,000. The great shakeout continues. So there you go. And as you can see here on the liquidity chart for Binance, it shows liquidity levels for Bitcoin/USDT, along with the volumes from various whale cohorts, killer whale games in action. So there you have it. Now, again, I want a special shout out to Bukele, just officially inaugurated as the president of El Salvador for the next 5 years. Wishing him and his beautiful wife a very prosperous term, and may Bitcoin continue to prosper as it has in the first Bitcoin country. They officially made Bitcoin legal tender. This was all the way back in 2021. I believe it was the year after MicroStrategy adopted Bitcoin as a strategic reserve asset. First publicly traded company to do so. So very much respect this couple and respect what he is doing for humanity. And in my humble opinion, actually, I think it was Molly who wrote a very good comment, and I couldn't have put it better than myself, so I retweeted it, and I want to read it to you, what she wrote, because I have the same sentiment. Wow, America needs a president we can all be this proud of. Long live Bukele and his second Bitcoin term. Bukele is the most respected and honest president we have ever seen in our lifetimes, and I truly believe that. Let me know if you guys agree. And again, shout out Bukele and the beautiful people of El Salvador. 131 on X. Shout out to the X fam. Smash the repost. We'll have 262 in 2 moments. I sailed back in the 80s. We went out on a sloop and loved it. What's a sloop? Welcome from Atlanta, ATL, must be Magnum PI. Look, love it. Still here, Bitcoin. Let's go. 69G, shout out Shaitan Patel. Much love. I salsa dance and sail. Whoa, Moonstone. I surfed all throughout my teens and college years, but not so much anymore, says Moonstone. I was back up on the women's surf team. Oh, word. That's what's up. So you got some surfing skills. Maybe you got to take those surfing skills to El Salvador. We're here to Puerto Rico. Also good surf in Costa Rica, I recall. So JV is not a surfer. So sloop is cutter, slutter, macaroni. I think there's different types of rigs. Interesting. If I'm ever forced to leave Russia, I'm heading to El Salvador. Right on, Peter. Shout out Russia. And a big title fight for the Russian champion, Islam. He's fighting today. So we'll see. I surfed in a contest too. I won about 60 trophies. No way. That's what's up. That's pretty sexy, by the way. Surfing champion right here in our live chat. Indeed, Bukele is a president that all the other presidents should emulate or take pages from his playbook. Amen. We need to pray for Bukele and his safety. He is a target for sure. Amen to that. We're praying good to God to look over Bukele as the president of the free world of El Salvador, ushering in Bitcoin and doing things against the status quo outside the box. Naturally creates a lot of enemies, so may you protect him and his beautiful wife. There you go. Bitcoin price is infinity against the money printer over time. A sloop is a large sailing ship. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. A large sailing ship. I bet you Michael Saylor has one of those sloops, if I was to guess. You rock, OG Surf Sisters in the house. That's what's up. That's right. Moonstone is a surfer. And Molly is a surfer. Small world. Let's go. Krog says XRP X rupee. What does that mean? The X rupee there. Let me know. Pump it up, family. Appreciate it. We're going to dive into some Ethereum TA here shortly.
Oh yeah, we heard Kramer report that. Thank you. Said, we bought more bags. Till we got a sword back. Can't short your dork. We
can't afford that. The enemy would be the WHO. The IMF. Well, the IMF is definitely an enemy of humanity. You already know. Read the book, Confessions of an Economic Hitman, how they take over countries by giving countries loans they can't repay. You know what Bukele said to the IMF? What no other president has said to the IMF. You got to respect that. And he made the right moves. You know what I mean? Everyone bet against Bukele and his Bitcoin bet, and he had the kahunas to stick to his word. And guess what? It's paying off, right? Definitely paying off. We're going to be discussing Bitcoin dating soon. There's actually a video I'm going to be sharing with you guys, exclusive, produced by Chandy. It's pretty lit, by the way. I haven't watched it, so you're going to get a live reaction from JV in the flesh. We premiered the audio yesterday, and it's awesome. Amazing song. Today, we're going to premiere the video, so stay tuned for that. Took surfing lessons in Bali. After a few falls, I soared like a Bitcoin. Ha, I love that. Cheers to that. Bitcoin pure bliss. Anyways, fam, let's keep it moving. Please do smash the like, subscribe, repost, spread the word. Let people know we're live right now. I appreciate it. Let's dive into a little Ethereum TA. It says 3 signs Ethereum will finally break 4,000 in June. I mean, we're less than $200 away from it right now, just FYI. So as of June 1st, Ether had entered the breakout stage of its prevailing falling wedge pattern. A falling wedge is a bullish reversal pattern characterized by 2 descending, converging trend lines. And as a rule of technical analysis, this pattern resolves when the price breaks above the upper trend line and rises by as much as the wedge's maximum height. On May 20th, the ETH price broke above the wedge's upper trend line with a rise in trading volume, confirming its bias to reach the pattern's upside target of $4,255 by June's end, up 12.6% from the current price levels. Interestingly, the ongoing breakout further appears to be a part of the bull flag pattern, characterized by 2 parallel downward sloping trend lines, as outlined here in the charts. And as a rule of TA, bull flags resolve when the price breaks above the upper trend line and rises as much as the previous upline's height or uptrend's height. This puts ETH en route to 6,000 per ETH by June's end or early July. Let me know. Do you feel Ethereum will break out from the previous all-time high in the 4,000 to 5,000 range and surpass 6,000 by this month's end or by early July, maybe by July 4th, Independence Day? Let me know. Now, Ether's potential to reach 4,000 receives further boosts from the richest cohort. That's right. According to on-chain data resource Sentiment, the Ether supply held by entities with a balance at 10 to 100 million ETH have increased by circa 0.5% since May 20th, when rumors about the US SEC reconsideration towards the spot Ether ETF denials all began. And here you can see the Ether supply distribution amongst the whales. The accumulation coincided with 19% ETH/USD price boom. It kept growing after the spot Ethers received official approval from the SEC May 23rd. And conversely, the Ether supply held by entities with a 1 million to 10 million ETH balance declined sharply during the ETH price rally, suggesting profit taken had taken place. But at the same time, the Ether reserves across the crypto exchanges have declined sharply sharply. More recently, this shows that most investors are withdrawing their ETH holdings from the exchanges. And I remind you, remove all of your crypto off the exchanges. Put it in self-custody where it's safe, family. Shout out to Locksky real quick. He just gifted 5 memberships to the channel. So shout out to the Ali Rizza, Resurrecta in your sector, the Midwest Picker, Shaitan Patel, Manuel Pedroza, and Johnny R. You've all been hooked up with the MicroStrategy membership of the channel. On behalf of the one and only Lock Sky, greatly appreciate that, Lock. You the man. Now, the SEC may approve spot Ether ETFs in June, hence why we would hit new all-time highs. According to the analyst, there is a legit possibility. Let me know if you agree with that. Now, this is a good sign. We'll probably see the rest roll in soon, said Bloomberg ETF analyst Eric Balchunas. And he also predicted spot Ether ETFs to take in 10 to 15% of the flows that the spot Bitcoin ETFs have seen in the earlier days after the launch. The spot Bitcoin ETFs have seen net inflows of $13.8 billion since their launch back in January. I mean, look at this. Bitcoin total ETF, total cumulative flow in US dollars in the millions. Just nuts how fast they're doing it. The successful launch of the Ether ETFs in June, accompanied by significant capital inflows, suggests there is a rising demand for ETH. These factors can push Ether's price above 4,000 over the next 30 days. Let me know if you agree or disagree, fam, with that sentiment. Bidenomics is cool. I love him. He is really keen, says Judson. Interesting. Now we sail to the other Channel Islands to surf, a small local chain of islands off of Santa Barbara coast. Enjoy yourselves. I miss Santa Barbara. I used to live in Solvang in the Santa Ynez Valley. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't too far. It was like 45 minutes, an hour away. I remember going often to Santa Barbara, going to the pier. Good times. Paying my phone bill right now. I really hate paying bills. Can't you do that online? Oh, you're probably doing it online. That's what I do. I think I have T-Mobile. I just go online and do. Actually, it's auto. It does it automatic nowadays. You can just set it to take care of it for you, so you don't got to waste your time. ETF business are not going to sell ever. Forever, Laura. It's going up forever.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best.
I'm not saying I'm number one. I'm sorry, I lied. I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah, yo. Moonshine Fuel. I lived in Solvang for 4 or 5 years when I was younger. Actually, where I learned to play chess, believe it or not. 4th grade teacher introduced it to us. Became hooked. Now, still my favorite game to this day. I've played tens of thousands of blitz games of chess. My favorite thing to do. You need a breakup with the bill guy. The bill guy? Who's the bill guy? Judson is smoking something good. Grant Oaks. Oh, boy. Wish there was a bell sound every time we get tagged. Word, that would be nice. Solvang is an interesting place. Been there. It's a nice place. Yeah, it's a Dutch town, so it's very family friendly. It was cool because it was such a safe town. I can't speak on behalf of it now. I don't go there, but I'm assuming it's the same, but I don't know. But it's so safe. I was a young kid, and I used to just either walk or take my bicycle to school every day. So, and I just remembering how young I was. I'm like, wow, I'd never let my kids take their bicycle to the school. It's like this crazy world we live in today. But like back then, at least, everything was safe, super safe, never had any problems. Take my bicycle, drive to school, put the bike lock on it, bada boom, bada bing. Easy living, simple living. Hey, yo, a bit late, but what up, crypto fam? Happy Stacking Saturday. Cheers to that. The Palm Beach Boys had some called The Sloop, a song. John B. Nice. Haven't heard that one. Solvang is very safe, right on Moonstone, so still safe. Shout out Solvang. I always tell my wife she needs to break you with Bill. Break you. She's always writing checks to him. I just paid for and got my license renewal. Can't do that automatically yet. You talk about like driver's license, Molly? Right on. You still got to go to the DMV for that one, I'm sure. The Beach Boys. Wow. That's way back before my generation. Just take a big chunk of gold and pay your phone bill? That's hilarious. Sorry, JV, I shouldn't have told you to take the shirt off. I was just mad. I don't understand. Take my shirt off. Or are you being sarcastic there? Clearly, I don't take my shirt off on stream. But yeah, it is hot. Hence why I rock jerseys often. If you haven't figured it out, I rock jerseys often, especially in this office, because it's always hot when I'm streaming. So if I wear a shirt, it looks professional and all that good stuff with sleeves, but I'm always sweating balls at the end of the day. So I feel much more comfortable in my jersey, especially the Iverson throwback from Georgetown. My favorite player. There is a pre-sale of a token. Word. What else is new? The big dog Trump hounds are on the orange pill. Welcome to the best place to be with JV on some Trump. Start trending with us. Do you want me to trump it up for you guys? Here you go.
Trump it up,
Don't you know, trump it up. You got to trump it up. Don't you know, trump it up. You got to trump it up. There you go. The guilty verdict, New York, Brooklyn. Yes, that was right. BK. Believe it or not. That's wild. How do you think the appeal will go? And do you think Trump will serve any prison time? Let me know. Yes, I sweat for you guys. My balls is hot for you guys. Pepe to the what? The moon business. Interesting. Mr. Cheeks. Anyways, next story of the day, yo. Let's discuss the crypto bill that unfortunately just got vetoed by Crooked Joe, unfortunately. Check this out. United States President Crooked Joe has vetoed a resolution that would have overruled the U.S. SEC Staff Accounting Bulletin, SAB number 121. The controversial decision was immediately met with criticism from the crypto industry. Quoting them here, "We're disappointed that the admin chose to overrule bipartisan majorities in both House of Congress who recognized the harm created by SAB 121, said crypto advocacy group the Blockchain Association, who declared on May 31st, following Biden arguing that challenging the proposed guidelines would compromise the SEC's authority. Well, now we know who Gensler boss is, right? This reversal of the considered judgment of the SEC staff in the way risks undercutting the SEC broader authorities regarding accounting practices, Biden wrote. Well, his handlers wrote, because Biden probably can't even write anything. You know that. My administration will not support measures that jeopardize the well-being of consumers and investors, said Crooked Joe. Now, the guidelines were set to take effect April 11th, but were met with considerable backlash from the crypto community and lawmakers alike. Lawmakers in the House of Representatives voted to repeal the SEC guidance by a margin of 228 to 182 and passed the bill to the Senate. Once there, Senator echoed the House vote and elected to repeal SAB 121 by a significant margin, 60 to 38 votes. The wider crypto community expressed their frustrations by the decision on social media, arguing it only stifles innovation and hinders the industry during this critical time. This is a slap in the face to innovation and financial freedom. Amen. And Garlinghouse said to say that this is incredibly disappointing from this White House at an incredibly pivotal time is an understatement. So there you have it. Here's my thoughts to that. This is how I feel to Sleepy Joe doing the following, vetoing the crypto bill. JV, mess them up. Yeah, because they not like us.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
You already know. What do you expect? He hates all crypto and especially Bitcoin. Exactly. Nailed it. 100% with you on that, JC Ice baby. Pepe for Trump's VP pick. Some are saying Elon may be involved. Who knows? Could it be Tucker? Could it be Elon? What are your thoughts on that? At first they laugh at you, second they hate you, then they join you. Long live the king, BTC. Amen to that, Greg. 191 on X, not too shabby. Joe and only likes money he can get his hands on. Dollars. That's right, Trump Bitcoin fan. There you go, JM. Bitcoin to the moon, baby, says Jesus. Bitcoin to the moon, yo. Let's bring it.
For the pump to come, we should have bought that. Crypto to zero, they really thought that. Again, you can call me 3AC.
Cause I'm blowing it up. Full squeeze on the chart got me.
Cause I'm blowing it up. Short squeeze, more please, yeah, it's going to pump.
They not like us. Cheers. Congress will overturn the veto. Hopefully. Tom Emmer, where you at? If I bought on Cash App KYC and transferred to Margex non-KYC, can I get around paying taxes? everything you do online is documented and recorded, so you shouldn't even be asking that question, big dog. No, you can't avoid taxes in any way, shape, or form. The tax man will get you. That's how they put Al Capone behind bars. And now Trump has more felonies than Al Capone. Whoa. Ain't that a crazy scenario? Pay your taxes. If you want to reduce your tax liability, my advice, not financial advice, but if you want to reduce your tax liability, consider moving to a country or place that has favorable tax laws. For example, El Salvador, zero capital gains tax on your biddies. Bitcoin country, family. Other options, the crypto mecca, the US. Puerto Rico, reduce your tax liability, but don't just stop paying taxes. That will come back and bite you. I mean, common sense, right? FJB. But I do agree. I believe that taxes are like unconstitutional, and I believe they weaponize taxes to keep us impoverished. And trust me, I don't feel good paying taxes to a government that is going to use it to weaponize it against the people for things like war, which is going to reduce the population, or other things we can't talk about on censored communities like this that we're all aware of, that I'll talk about later on the uncensored version of the pod, right? You can't avoid the taxes. That's right. Two things you can't avoid in life: taxes and death. I mean, you can try to avoid it, but you may end up in a prison cell. So you got to ask yourself the question, was it worth it? I don't think it's worth it. Available Bitcoin on the X's of the near the all-time lows. There will be a supply shock that will create a parabolic run. DCA now or forever hold your fiat. That actually is a very good financial advice. Well, it's not financial advice. It's just common sense. I'm not, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not licensed in that field. It's just common sense. If you don't like paying taxes, move to a favorable place where you reduce your tax liability. I mean, come on. Anyone know about the island of Madeira? It's crypto friendly. Is that the one in Portugal, big dog? Or I'm sorry, Moonstone is a woman. Is that the one over there in Portugal? Let me know. JV dropping knowledge bombs is what it does. Love it and him. Right back at you, Molly. Thank you. I like that quote. There you go. That's the one I was trying to think of and I couldn't think of it. JC Ice just broke it down. Taxation is theft, period. Well said. What was the statistic you shared many times? For every dollar, like 80 something cents is taxed, meaning over 80% of every dollar ends up getting taxed. No lie. Good afternoon, Bitcoin fam. Darth Melda in the building. And yes, we early today fighting the forces of evil. We got the official inauguration from Bukele. We celebrating. Let's go. Can't avoid rig trials either. Unfortunately not, Grant. Unfortunately not. Unfortunately, the judicial system is compromised. And that's a fact. When Trump gets in, I hope he cleans house like Bukele. That would make me and millions of others very happy. Amen to that. And we'll leave it on that high note. Let's go to our next story of the day. Discuss this Japanese exchange being hacked for $305 million worth of Bitcoin. Good Lord. The Japanese crypto trading platform DMM Bitcoin. Let me know if you've ever heard of it. I've never heard of it, probably because we don't use Japanese exchanges here in the States, but nonetheless, they fell victim to a hack, resulting in a massive loss of biddies worth $305 million. That's more than $250 million, Joe. Nuts. The exchange confirmed the attack, revealed 4,500 Bitcoins were drained from their systems. DMM Bitcoin has not provided additional detail regarding the breach, but stated that it is conducting an investigation and has implemented measures to avoid a reoccurrence of such an attack. Following the incident, the Bitcoin exchange stated it had put measures in place to prevent any further unauthorized outflows of crypto from the platform. According to its official announcement posted on the exchange's website, the company pledged to cover all the Bitcoin deposits, to reimburse customers completely, and stated it plans to acquire an equivalent amount of the lost Bitcoin with the backing of its group companies. Quoting them here, "Please be assured that we will procure the equivalent amount of Bitcoin, equivalent to the outflow of the support of the group companies, and guarantee the full amount." Well, good for them. Now, the DMM Bitcoin said it had implemented the restrictions, halting all spot purchase transactions on the platform. The exchange also cautioned users that withdrawals involving the Japanese yen may experience significant delays compared to the normal processing times. Now, back in 2020, another popular Japanese exchange was hacked, during which personal info and emails were reportedly compromised. The breach occurred between May 31st and June 1st, 2020, when a third party assessed CoinCheck's domain registration service, altered domain information, and gained illegal access to customer emails. CoinCheck was also hacked for $533 million. That's more than $500 million. Damn. Primarily consisting of NEM tokens in 2018. I remember NEM. Whatever happened to NEM? The breach was largely attributed to the exchange's inadequate security measures at the time. Instead of using offline cold wallets or secure multi-sig wallets as recommended by NEM, CoinCheck stored most of its clients' NEM in a single online hot wallet protected by just one private key. Those online hot wallets are very questionable, family. That's why we highly encourage cold wallets. They could have avoided a $500 million hack. And of course, if you use multi-sig, it's going to even make it that much more secure. Now, I want to quote Cynthia Lummis, U.S. Senator. The Biden administration is doing everything they can do to stop Bitcoin's success. It is time for a president that understands how important Bitcoin is for America's future. So there you have it. Crypto La Familia. Let's knock it out the park, JV, on the stream. Cheers to that. Shatan, if you guys are getting value out of this, please repost this on X. Spread the word. Hit the like on the tube. Make sure to subscribe. All subscribers will get on-screen shout-outs, as well as a shout-out by yours truly. Let's go. Much appreciated. So, yeah, shout-out Winnie62. Winnie62, appreciate you subbing to the channel, family. Bitcoin was very slow moving. Yes, Madeira sounds like a great place to be. JV wearing a legit hat for our President Bukele. Amen to the president. Long live the king. The first Bitcoin president. That's right. Shout out Juan Romero. Appreciate you, bro. Were you at the inauguration today? I would imagine all of El Salvador was there. I watched some of the stream. I need to get the translated version because my Espanol, unfortunately, is not so good. But much respect to all the people there. That's the place to be. That's the place to be. Well said. Shout out Barack. Good to see you. Chandy. Good afternoon, family. We're going to be premiering your new music video, Bitcoin Dating, in a little bit. Stay tuned.
They drop foot, but it's still not slowing it up. I can't wait till the feds start showing its love. The full flag on the chart got me blowing a nut.
79% of every dollar is taxed. That means that out of every dollar, you get to spend 21 cents. If that sounds good to you, by all means, stay in the United States and continue to pay your taxes. But you know it's only going to continue to go up because what do they continue to do every year? Raise the taxes, introduce new taxes, more taxes, higher capital gains taxes, higher crypto taxes, higher wealth taxes, carbon taxes. Oh, you want to breathe? Pay your taxes. Oh, you want to breathe the chemical-filled chemtrail air that we have polluted? Pay your taxes. Oh, you want to live? Pay taxes. It's called survival tax. You don't pay your survival tax, you're not going to survive, for Christ's sake. I have 21 cents to buy the biddies. Amen. So that's the secret. You take the 21 cents out of every dollar. You buy the biddies. Perfect savings. Bitcoin is the perfect savings. It's mathematically guaranteed to increase your purchasing power. And then you'll overcome everything you had to, be shooken down from paying that, 79% tax. That's the only way. Without Bitcoin, there's really no hope. Because inflation is a mofo, if you know what I mean. Haha, back in Cali, but it will be heading back in January 2025. Oh, word. So you're heading back to El Salvador, currently in California, right on. Were you born in El Salvador, Juan? Let me know. I Trust Capital is a great place to move my Roth or leave on Charles Schwab. That's a good question. Banana Republic, precisely what has happened here in the States. Poison in our products tax. There you go. I created an LLC to cut the capital gains tax from 40% to 19%. Super easy to do. Smart man. And 100% legal. If Brandon stays in office, we will have over 85% tax out of every dollar. It's sickening. Wow. So you'll get to keep 15 cents on every dollar. Go, Brandon. Just 3 days ago, the Jap. Yeah, we just discussed that, yo. That's why it's very important. You keep your crypto on a cold storage wallet, not a online hot wallet, as the exchanges are learning their lesson. That's a pretty big hack, 300 milli. When will they learn their lesson? Good question. But anyways, fam, next story of the day. CZ, let's discuss the latest with him. You know, he had to pay that $4 billion fine to the Department of Justice, had to step down as the CEO, and he's about to serve his jail time. So let's break it down. CZ, founder of Binance, as we know is the world's largest crypto exchange, reported to a low security federal prison. Interesting, in Lompoc, California, not too far from where I lived, to begin serving his sentence. Shout out Lompoc. According to a CNBC report, the information was verified with his legal team, so it looks like he's already started his prison sentence. Gonna knock that mofo out. Members of the crypto community expressed their admiration for the former CEO as he's taken into custody. A Reddit user mentioned that the prison sentence is a positive move by CZ as it protects Binance from potential risks. That's right, quoting him here. If FTX downfall hit crypto hard, just imagine what would have happened if Binance collapsed. He pleaded guilty and stepped down as CEO. Yeah, and I respect him because unlike Bankman-Fried, he didn't scam everybody and lie to everybody and take everybody's money. I feel, honestly, he's one of the good guys in crypto. Now, I mean, in a perfect world, maybe he wouldn't have had to have served prison time, but he did break some laws and he did admit guilt to them. The only difference is he didn't steal everyone's money like the fraudster Bankman-Fried. So you got to respect him. Following his sentencing, CZ outlined his post-prison plans, revealing his intentions to resume his involvement in crypto once he completes his 4-month sentence at Lompoc Prison. As shared here, CZ started his prison sentence in a low-security federal prison in Lompoc. Low security means a type of prison where the prisoners have the most amount of freedom because they are not considered dangerous and are trusted not to escape. Well, that's good to hear. At least that's something good. Specifically, he plans to maintain his existing crypto holdings. Let's not forget, he's one of the richest people in crypto, if not the richest. He's up there. His fortune is staggering. At once read, it was like $40 billion or something like that. He emphasized that this period represents a new stage for the crypto industry, underscoring the importance of compliance with regulations and rules. In the April hearing in the U.S. District Court of the Western District of Washington, CZ was sentenced to 4 months in prison by Judge Richard Jones for charges related to money laundering at his crypto exchange. He was also ordered to pay a $50 million fine. The former Binance chief's sentence is significantly less than the 3-year federal prosecutors initially recommended. Despite the sentencing guidelines calling for a prison term in 12 to 18 months, CZ's lawyers requested to be given 5 months of probation. And before being sentenced, CZ apologized for his actions and said he had a lot of quiet time alone to think and reflect. He added he accepted responsibility for Binance's failure to implement an effective anti-money laundering program. I personally feel he was targeted since the collapse of FTX. They all started pointing the fingers his way, you know, from Bankman-Fried to the regulators and so on. Following the judge decision, CZ would present himself at a date to be determined to report to prison. Then in November, CZ reached an agreement with the U.S. government to resolve a multi-year investigation into Binance. As part of the settlement, CZ resigned as the company's CEO. The U.S. also ordered the former CEO of Binance to pay $4.3 billion, good Lord, in fines and forfeiture for civil regulatory enforcement actions, and he also agreed to pay a $50 million fine. So there you have it, yo. What are your thoughts on CZ? Taking it like a boss and serving his 4-year term, pleading guilty, paying the $4 billion fine. Again, he's still one of the richest people in crypto. So if I was him, I'd be cranking out 5,000 push-ups per day in the jail cell and just be meditating, reflecting, and thinking about how I'm going to conquer the world when I get out. But what are your thoughts, family? I watched Bukele's inauguration. It was a beautiful sight to see. It's what true patriotism and love looks like. Amen, Molly. I second that. Chandy, definitely check out our state's website to learn about the LLC. It's different state to state. Word. Hells yeah, Luke Dog, I made an LLC too. I walked away to deal with 2 loaves of homemade, how do I pronounce that? Brioche? That got to be French. I don't know how to pronounce it. I also, yeah, LLC. JV has an LLC too. I have a sole owner LLC. It does help with the taxes. Also a trust to help too. I own nothing. The LLC does. Smart. truly wealthy people own nothing, but they control everything. Poor people own everything, but control nothing, meaning it can be taken away from your control at any time. You know what I mean? So very smart there, JC Ice, baby. CZ gets 4 months, but the judge will likely try to give Trump at least 4 years. Pretty accurate, if not overturned on the appeal. Now, curious, because I don't watch the news, what are they saying regarding this appeal? Because depending upon what court you take an appeal to, an appeal can take months to years, especially if it was like a Supreme Court appeal. So that's my question to you guys. How long will the appeal for Trump likely take? And in the meantime, will he have to go to jail if he is sentenced, as his sentencing will be coming up in about a month? Let me know. If Brandon pulls ish with Trump, there will be a civil war. Just like the founding fathers, Trump is a felon. The revolutionaries are the ones that get persecuted. Amen. And I remind you that Martin Luther King was a felon. All the greats were felons. You know what I mean? All of them get arrested, pretty much. Today is the new month for Bitcoin. Hopefully it'll make a great movement. I mean, they crucified Jesus Christ, for Christ's sake. Sounds like CZ broke laws without the intention of breaking the laws. The rules can be convoluted, especially in finance, hence why we're all needing an accountant to file the taxes. Good point, Melda. I don't trust this administration when it comes to crypto. I don't trust this administration when it comes to anything. Health, crypto. What are the other topics? I don't even know. Like the war-ish. Nothing, right? They don't earn our trust when it comes to nothing. I don't trust the administration when it comes to crypto. Yeah, nothing. We'll try to stay for the sentence. Right on, Grant.
Well, do your thing, let me do my thing. You know we about as long as a piece of string. Shoulders closing fast for you do.
I believe we need less government control. I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm not going to say anti-government because I understand its purpose, but unfortunately, most governments are heavily corrupted and they have too much power. The beauty of Bitcoin, fam, it separates money from the state. When the state controls everything, your healthcare, your finances, it's not a good look because they don't have our best interest at heart, right? The puppet masters is what the laws are ultimately serving. We're secondary, if that. What'd George Carlin say? They threw us overboard decades ago. F them. 261 on X. Appreciate that, family. Let's go. It can take up to 2 years for an appeal to win on its way for the Supreme Court. That's what I mean. That's a long time, yo. It's a long time. Unless it's fast-tracked, he'll be in office when the appeal goes through. Amen. Less government control. That's right. If they instate the unrealized gains tax, all that tea is going back in the water. Speaking of water, McFoofinator. Speaking of water.
I said, empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water.
That's right. But anyways, fam, now for our featured story of the day. Lyn Alden was recently sharing at a conference, and she says the Bitcoin price can go to $1 million amid lagging CBDCs, which she shared at this interview. So I want to break down some of the highlights here. Shout out to Lyn Alden. She's been a pro Bitcoin advocate for many years and is very insightful. So let's break this down. So she was asked the question, what's the thesis behind Bitcoin's valuation for the general public? And I'm going to read you what she shared. I think that the key thing before we get to valuation is what problems does Bitcoin solve? Ever since the dawn of the telegraph, the development of the telegraph, and all the other telecommunication systems that come from that, we have separated transaction speed from settlement speed by a huge margin. If you want to settle a bearer asset with each other, like gold, what's going to take a comparable amount of time and expense? Whereas we can now make a transaction as easy as an internet click, and the transaction is the settlement. That's what makes Bitcoin so genius, fam. And that, in some cases, has been the case since the late 1800s when they invented the telegraph. They started to do Morse code transactions while still having a gold standard. And so in this century and a half plus, any fast long distance transfer involves credit. You're going through someone's ledger or a series of ledgers to get there. And there's a couple of ramifications in the modern era. If you fast forward to what the situation is now, there's 160 different currencies in the world. Actually, more than that. But that's kind of the minimum number. And each one of them is a little bubble because they are arbitrage in a difference between speed and settlement, like transaction and settlement. Facts. And so if we think of how money flows in or out of a country, there are two main ways. One is physical ports of entry, so you can bring cash or gold through an airport, but you're obviously going to be very restricted. And you can also transfer money through wires in and out of the banking system, but of course, there's very heavily controlled by the country. That's right. So some countries have open capital markets, others have strict capital markets. Some have their own struggling, ever inflationary, occasionally hyperinflationary ledger. And this is not a small problem. This is dozens of countries and billions of people. Most of the developing world, essentially, sometimes their fault, sometimes external things they can't control. But either way, people are trapped in these currency bubbles. And what Bitcoin does, Bitcoin is the first method of sending a long distance value transfer quickly. It doesn't rely on a centralized ledger with credit. You're going through a distributed network. You're sending a digital bearer asset to someone that can only really be reserved with a majority minor attack, which is a different thing than credit. And so this means, for example, you can memorize 12 words representing your private key and bring $1 billion with you through an airport. Amen to that. You can pay someone. I could hire a graphic designer in a given country and pay them with a QR code over a video call like this, or with an email or a DM. So any two internet connected points can now send value, which goes around these existing firewalls. In addition, it means you have globally portable capital. So you can have savings that you can bring with you anywhere in the network that is globally distributed and has a hard cap supply of 21 million coins. Bitcoin has the most liquidity, decentralization, and security amongst the cryptos. And so that has a macro consequence. It solves a problem for some people that maybe those of us in the United States aren't fully aware of in terms of global scale. That's a huge total addressable market. In addition, stablecoins do a similar thing, at least for weaker countries. So the US can have dollar stablecoins, or Switzerland can have gold stable coins, or even an entity like Italy could issue dollar stable coins as a euro dollar. And basically, they can price those assets into jurisdictions like Argentina, Lebanon, Nigeria, or any other currency problem jurisdiction where people might want to hold these assets. And those are centralized, but they're in a different hub. So whether it's fully decentralized like Bitcoin, or at least geographic arbitrage like those others, this is a relevant new tech. And so the total addressable market of this, basically any percentage of your net worth that you might want to have in self-custody and globally portable, why wouldn't that be a few percent at least, or 100% all in, just saying. When you run the numbers on 500 trillion plus in global assets, it's not hard to hit numbers like $1 million per Bitcoin, because it's still a tiny percentage of the global assets, and it's a scarcer asset than gold in terms of supply growth, and it's portable. Amen to that. How many of you agree that Bitcoin is inevitably heading towards $1 million? Holler at your boy. And so the main question comes down to, can anyone find a way to tactically disrupt the network? Can anyone find a way to break the incentive structure and centralize this network? Can someone make a better network that does a similar thing more efficiently? And if the answer is no to those things, the longer time goes on, we kind of test all these different things. And then it's natural that it's going to keep getting market share unless one of those disruption events happen. And one more question I'm going to read you the answer to. What are your thoughts on central bank digital currencies, better known as CBDCs? And here's what Lyn shared. We delineate between the strongest nations and most other. So Nigeria has actually been probably the most active case study of what happens when you try to launch central bank digital currency. So they launched the e-Naira a handful of years ago, and they've had very low adoption. And that was accompanied with cutting off crypto exchanges from their banking system. So it is not not illegal to own digital assets in Nigeria, but it is purposely harder to do so. And they try to restrict physical cash. They have launched the e-Naira, and yet Nigeria is one of the highest jurisdictions in terms of adoption rate for digital assets. This is from Chainalysis. They don't really segment asset by asset, but a lot of that is Bitcoin and stablecoins and the long tail of other things. It is not a guarantee that when a central bank digital currency is launched, it just wins because the Naira is inflationary, so the e-Naira is also inflationary. It comes down to the country's inability to maintain a ledger and the willingness of those people to seek alternatives. Now entities like the United States or China or the European Union or Japan, they have a lot of firepower to have a more successful central bank digital currency launch than when it comes down to their different rules of law. So the United States has numerous kind of legal checks and balances that could slow down the launch of a CBDC or the unwillingness to do so, whereas China is being more centralized and hence is ahead of the curve in this. And so in any country, it's just going to be successful in terms of having high adoption of a central bank digital currency and fairly low adoption of things like Bitcoin or external stables. It is probably going to be places like China. The way I look at it, anything that China has trouble banning has a degree of power to it. So China has, quote unquote, banned Bitcoin and Bitcoin mining a number of times. And if they banned a centralized network, it's just one and done. Where if they ban Bitcoin, it's like Groundhog Day. It keeps coming back. And it's kind of remarkable to see the 2021 China Bitcoin mining ban because they had previously done that a number of times before it really stuck this time. This time they actually kind of went to the mattresses on it and it stuck. So you have half a network offline in about a week. And if that happened to Microsoft or Amazon and they were told you just move your server infrastructure internationally next week, they would have major disruptions for months in their services. Whereas with the Bitcoin network, it had 100% uptime. It slowed down just a little bit. And after a week or two, that difficulty adjustment kicked in and went right back to normal operation. And then over the next several months, those mining machines dispersed around the world to wherever they could get cheaper power in a reasonable jurisdiction. A lot of it was North America, but also elsewhere. That's right, places like Texas, fam. So the network's actually more decentralized now. So all for the better. And then ironically, after a little while, some of it reemerged. Back to China. China is still top, second, or third jurisdiction for Bitcoin mining, believe it or not, even though they attempted to ban it. And so that just shows sticking power. So I think there will be a period of time where Bitcoin coexists with some powerful central bank digital currencies. So there you have it. What are your thoughts with Lyn Alden's $1 million Bitcoin price predictions and her insights on CBDCs? Holla at your boy. And welcome to the Q&A segment of the live stream. I'm going to read as many of these comments out loud as I can. Let's get it. FCBDC. Amen to that, JC. Ice, baby. I agree, JV. A Bitcoin and go to 1 million. It can go to 10 billion. Finite and finite, which means the price can go infinite. And it should go infinite forever, Laura. That's right. Amen to that.
There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? The point is, if you have the superior asset, it's going up forever, Laura.
Bada boom, bada bing. Well said, Mikey Sailor. BLX weekly post having Bitcoin August grows 2 fibs. Levels per cycle 1.114 fib. Sits at 400,000. 1.236 fib. Sits at 2.8 million. Yes, million. Before the next halving, do your own TA. Beyond that, the numbers are crazy awesome. Bring it. It's going up forever, Laura. HJB, I said that right. Do the math. Shout out facts. What it do? 1 million is just a matter of when. Agreed. My personal prediction is 2029. I think the cycle peak of the next cycle. However, I'm still open to the possibility of hitting a milli this year as Bitcoin have no top, as fiat have no bottom, and especially with the relentless depreciating value of the dollar. Anything is possible, family.
Take all your time, figure out how to borrow more money to buy more Bitcoin. Then take all your time and figure out what you can sell to buy Bitcoin.
Yo, is it true Gensler had a part in the steel dozier? I don't know what that reference is from, Alan. So good question for Google. I don't know. Or if anyone else here knows. I could deal with $1 per sat. Yeah, let's run the math. $1 per sat. Inevitable in our lifetime, in my personal opinion. That's equivalent to $100 million Bitcoin price because 100 million Satoshis in one Bitcoin. So $1 per sat, $100 million Bitcoin. I've heard Michael Saylor make that prediction on the Patrick Bet David podcast. I've shared that. It got over 500,000 views on X. I want to know your thoughts on that prediction as well. By what year? Your guess is as good as mine, but we all know it's inevitable. So let's go. $1 per sat, yo. Darth is drooling over here as she should be. Exactly.
And if you absolutely love the thing that you don't want to sell it, go mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin with it.
Shout out to On the Rollin'. Good to see you, broski. Welcome to the stream. This is the Q&A segment. What it do? What is good? I'm going to stick around here on the tube for a few minutes. Then we're going to end the tube stream and we'll continue with the uncensored version of the pod. I'm going to be premiering with you a new music video Chandy put together for us, which is brilliant. I haven't watched it yet, so you're going to get a live reaction out of me. It's called Bitcoin Dating, so stick around. It's going to be pretty lit.
And if you've got a business that you love because your family works for the business, it's in your family for 37 years, and you can't bear to sell it, mortgage it, finance it, and convert the proceeds into the hardest money on earth, which is Bitcoin.
There you go. Satoshi Nakamoto just said it. I officially guarantee $1 per sat. You've heard it here on the live stream. Satoshi Nakamoto just made his official guarantee. I've never heard him make an official guarantee before. This is a first. So $1 per sat guaranteed equals destiny, aka according to Satoshi. Thank you, Satoshi. We appreciate you tuned in. We thank Nipsey for channeling you to come here on the live stream today. So thank you, Satoshi. Everyone shows Satoshi some love. Brandon is effed up. I think Congress will override the veto, though. Hope so. I mean, Congress has been good to us thus far, at least congressmen like Tom Emmer going against the corruption of Gary the Worm. You know what I'm saying? Free Saddy Daddy CZ. There you go. Free CZ. You know what? 4-month prison term is not so bad. When you get in the years of your life, then it's pretty bad. 4 months, I think CZ is going to get out looking all diesel, like a young JV. You know what I mean? What else are you going to do in the box? JB, you talking to ghosts? Maybe. Depends who's the ghost. The ghost of Satoshi, maybe. Gensler was the CFO for the Clintons in 2016. Wow. What the again, my bad for the random stuff, but my tinfoil hat is putting in overtime today. Respect to the tinfoil hats. Shout out Alan. Thank you for sharing that. I didn't even know that. I didn't know Gensler was the CFO for the Clintons. That explains it all, yo. Sell the house and rent. No need to mortgage, and don't take more risks as long mortgage as $16,000. Word up, Shaitan. We're all Satoshi. Well said, Molly. Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to continue with the uncensored version of the pod everywhere except YouTube. So the YouTube stream is about to end. So the 155 of you on YouTube right now, just go to Rumble, rumble.cryptonewsalerts.net. Or if you prefer to watch the stream on X, go to X. We're going to continue streaming everywhere except YouTube, so I can speak freely, uncensored, and we're going to be premiering a brand new music video called Bitcoin Dating, and I can't wait to react to it, so let's freaking go. So head on over to rumble.cryptonewsalerts.net, and let's get ready to rumble. Mono. There we go. YouTube stream should be ending any moment.